Okay, and we are live. Here we go. I'm going to wait until some of you join. This is always the awkward part, right? Where I'm kind of talking to myself and hoping someone out there hears me. All right, excellent. People are joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you saw earlier today, I mentioned I would be talking to Serj Tankian. You know him, of course, from System of a Down, but he's also a humanitarian and activist. He's involved in a number of great organizations and an entrepreneur. You name it, he does it. Hey, Laurent. Hi, I'm so excited you're there. Hi, Silva. Serj and I are going to be talking about My Step, the My Step Foundation. And I'm sorry, I'm paying very close attention here because I want to make sure as soon as he comes on, I will invite him in to the conversation. And then we'll tell you what My Step is all about. Hi from New Mexico. How's it going, everyone? Hello from Monrovia. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? This week I returned back to the studio. So this little setup of mine, which still exists, I no longer need it. I'm back in the studio at Fox 11 on Good Day LA. So it's been exciting. I kind of had a chance to escape my house and doing this show. Hello from India. Wow. Hi. Hi there. Doing this a live television show remotely was definitely a challenge. I still have the camera and the lights just in case, I guess. But yeah. Oh, Serj, I sent... Where? I didn't see your request. Do it again, Serj. See, this is what I'm talking about. It is so tricky. Okay, I'm going to pay close attention. He says he sent me a request. Okay, I'm paying close attention. Send it again. Browsed by Lynette. Hello, Lynette. I need your assistance, as you can see. Hi from Vegas. Serj, I got you. View. Okay, here we go. I'm letting you in. Waiting. I think this is going to work. Hold on. Yay!
Hello. Yay! It worked. It worked.
It's so stressful, you know?
I know. This is my second.
Just right.
This is my second time. It was the same last time. It had to take a few tries to get the request done.
It's odd. Hi. So Serj is joining us from New Zealand. What time is it there right now?
It is 11 a.m. on a day after you guys.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess good morning. I don't know when you woke up, but good morning.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
It's going well. Just doing some work on the farm, you know. Yeah.
What's the situation like there? As you know, we're all dealing with a little pandemic around the world.
Yeah, no, I've been reading up about the, uptick in cases in the US after a lot of the opening and everything going on. It's quite scary. New Zealand, we've been very lucky. We live here part of the year. We usually come here January, February, March. But we've decided to stay, obviously. New Zealand did a great job in squashing the curve and actually going after elimination. And they're, the only cases they have are people in mandatory quarantine, government sponsored quarantine, coming back to the country from elsewhere. So, everything's kind of, I feel kind of guilty and bad, but everything's kind of open here. Schools are open and it's different. It's completely different,
Why do you think that is? What do you think? I mean, not getting too into it, but did you ever have to go into lockdown like we did?
We did. We had a very strict early lockdown, and you couldn't really. It was very strict, and you could only kind of go out and go running in areas around you and whatnot. You couldn't go out of your little kind of city circle. So they were very strict. They were giving tickets to people that went out of the way. No restaurants were open, not even takeouts. It was extremely strict. So only pharmacies, hospitals, obviously, and supermarkets. That's it. Dairies, like convenience stores.
How long did that last where it was so strict?
We had 4 different levels. So we had level 4 was the most strict. So it went from level 2, which is, certain things closing down. and trying to stay, in lockdown. And then they jumped to level 3 for a week, and then level 4 was the most strict. We were in level 4 for at least 2 months, if not a little longer. And it's look, there's many. I've thought about this many times, but there's many reasoning. First of all, the leadership was very good. Jacinda Ardern, New Zealand's prime minister, is an incredible communicator. They knew what they were doing. They looked at what's going on around the world. They knew that they, economically they take a hit, but if they were able to close down immediately, they could. So they closed their borders immediately. They, enacted a strict lockdown immediately, and people actually, there were people that broke the rules, but mostly people actually stuck to it. It was a lot of personal responsibility.
Right.
So it's kind of it's all of those things happening. Obviously, there's no natural borders. It's an island, so that helps, obviously, but it's also leadership. I think that made a huge difference. I have to say, but personal responsibility as well. It's a combination of both those things.
Yeah, absolutely. When are you coming back?
I don't know. We're looking at coming back. Well, no, we're looking at coming back pretty soon because, I miss my parents more than anything else. Not for work or any other reason, parents and friends, but I'm also freaked out psychologically about seeing my parents. They've been in lockdown, and spending close time with them and their grandkid, and what is that? So it's kind of a mental thing. I mean, so I don't know. I'm not sure. We haven't booked anything yet, but we're looking at maybe coming back soon.
Well, I know that this summer, actually, it might have passed already. You had planned to be in Armenia for a concert, right? That
Correct.
was in June or July?
That was going to be in June. Well, actually, early July.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we had a full. Yeah, we were going to start with a few shows in LA in May, and then head to Europe for a bunch of European festivals with System of a Down, and the final show is going to be in Armenia. Not the final show, but near the end, it was going to be in Armenia. We're planning to do majority of those dates next year, assuming that that we're able to. Which, we were assuming that we were a couple of months ago. We were assuming, okay, yeah, that should be far enough and long enough. Now I'm not even sure what is.
No.
So we'll see.
I had these loose plans. I guess I'd hoped to be in Armenia this summer myself, but obviously that's not the case. So maybe next year we can both be there.
That would be wonderful. That would be. I can't wait to go back. I've been dying to go, and it's.
That, right? That's how we say it. God.
God
when was the last time you were there? But you were there much more recently than I was. So.
Last time I was there was in October of. WCIT conference. So that was last year, October.
Last year. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot.
So I was there last year.
A lot has happened.
Indeed. I mean, speaking of Armenia, if we could talk about that for a second, it's like Armenia was in such a good place post-revolution, 2 years after the revolution, a year. When I went in October, it was like, a year and a half after the revolution, roughly. And everything, positive, everything going up in terms of the Moody's rating of the country, the credit rating of the country, the amount of taxes that were collected is up, the amount of spending on roads, the roads being fixed, which was a huge concern, if you remember, within the past couple of decades, the more people being covered by the healthcare system, more people, toshaks, the social security revenues went up and all of that stuff. I mean, everything was looking really bright. More investment, huge amount of more investment coming into the country. Tourism was up by a huge percentage. So all of that, of course, COVID, is robbing us of every country of those economic gains and everything. But I hope that once this is ameliorated, then we will be able to get back on the road to rebuilding.
Yeah, God willing. Yeah, for sure. Armenia's having a hard time with coronavirus.
Yes.
They're much in the thick of it right now. So we are talking today, not only because I haven't spoken to you for quite a while. I think the last time we actually had an in-person encounter was in November when you actually came on Fox 11 on Good Day LA, where we talked about I'm Not Alone, the movie. We had a great time. There were great hopes for the movie, and then everything had to be kind of on hold. So we'll see what happens of all of that. But you've been involved with My Step Foundation for
Yes.
a bit longer than my involvement. I recently got involved. You are a board member in Armenia, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I am a board member, excited to announce here for the U.S. branch in America. So I'm excited to be a part of that. But we want to let people know what My Step is all about and the great work that they have been doing and continue to
Mhm.
do. So do you want to talk about how you got involved, and then we can take it from there?
Sure. So, at the tail end of the revolution, one of the conversations that we were having was in Armenia, where, there was a foundation called the Luz Foundation, if you remember, that basically did a lot of scholarships for students, Armenian students wanting to study abroad at really, top universities. And they did a lot of good kind of, benefactor type of work, nonprofit type of work. And so when the former regime collapsed, the foundation kind of collapsed with it. And they couldn't guarantee that these students would be, their next year scholarships would be covered by the foundation. So I think one of the first steps for the My Step Foundation and Anna Hagopian, that she was like, we've got to figure out a way of getting these students looked after so that they can continue their education, or if there's new or provide new scholarship opportunities, and do it in a way that's very responsible, that the students have to bring a certain other amount of funding from different scholarships that we can match, and the rating of the educational institution has to be, all of that stuff. And I think it started with that, but My Step Foundation has grown to cover many different areas, as you well know,
Uh-huh.
being a U.S. board member now. And I'm very happy that you are, by the way. Uh, and your meetings are going to be a lot easier than mine time-wise, because I have to wake up either really early or get up
True.
late. My Zoom meetings. But yeah, I mean, My Step, besides COVID relief, which is a current thing, obviously, uh, we've been focused on a number of different projects on different platforms, from economic relief to, families that are suffering, veterans organization helping veterans. There's a specific program dealing with updating schools, specifically the bathroom and gyms in schools. Because we feel that, the opportunity to exercise, do sports, all of that is very, very important for Armenian youth. And some of those gyms are really, in horrible condition,
I actually
including.
have this. I'm going to pull this up so people can see. Promoting healthy lifestyle in public schools. This was launched in May. So there's
Mhm.
a lot of great. This is on the My Step Foundation website, but
Website.
a lot
Yeah.
of great. I love good before and afters. So the gyms, for example, and then the bathrooms. I mean, look at the before and the after. Sorry guys, I know
Yep.
there's a glare, but I love a good visual. So yes, hygiene is very important, of course.
Mhm.
In fact, I wrote some notes here. This is the journalist in me. You'll be very proud.
Good job.
So these numbers are, they really make you think. 86% of these schools have no water. 76% have no toilet paper. 71% have no liquid soap. You've got 52% of schools in these rural areas with no restrooms. So think about that. How does that impact a child who's going to school in a rural area? Maybe that child won't go to school, or the convenience of that doesn't exist. So that definitely the lifestyle and lack of just the basic necessities impacts how one is able to learn, and how convenient and comfortable one will be when learning. So there's just lack of water, all of those things. So they're trying to promote the healthy lifestyle in public schools. So that's a big initiative. And then of course gyms. They're doing a lot of renovations with gyms, and one of the things is that physical education in the Armenian curriculum hasn't been really on the forefront, right? So
Right.
this is something that they would like to change, because obviously it's healthy, it's good for you to get out there and exercise and engage in teamwork and that sort of thing. So these renovations are absolutely life changing.
Crucial. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen some of the schools, and yes, I mean, there's dire need of repair. Other programs as well. Obviously, if you want to go through some plastic-free Armenia, they have a campaign for making Armenia plastic-free. And if you remember, if you remember years ago, if you drive from Yerevan north or anywhere for that matter on the sides of the roads, you see so much plastic. I mean, so much on the ground. It was disgusting. I remember going with Anthony Bourdain to do CNN Parts Unknown Armenia and seeing all that stuff while driving around. It was just like it was so disheartening. And I do have to say it's gotten way better. But yeah, I think that's a great initiative. Obviously, revitalizing cultural centers is also very important. It's another program that My Step Foundation is working on. And cultural centers are, again, important for the youth, the after school that are not in after school programs like TUMO and some of these amazing after school programs, that they're able to go and congregate adults as well, a place where families can congregate with their neighbors and kind of like that old community vibe and have a place to go. I grew up, in a community center in Hollywood, like all my friends would go and we had this Armenian community center right on Vermont in Hollywood. As part of the AYF, Armenian Youth Federation and all of that. So I realize how important that is in terms of having a place to hang out, having a place to congregate, a place to play and laugh and learn things outside of the educational
Yeah,
areas.
a positive place. Yeah, I think there's like 590, close to 600 cultural centers, and only 300 something are in use because the rest are in not good shape. So obviously that is something that they're trying to change. And you are absolutely right about. I remember the episode with you and Anthony Bourdain. By the way, that was such a great piece. Well done. But yes, I
Love
remember.
Martyr, shed love Martyr.
Shot. I know.
Yeah,
I remember the day that morning I did the breaking news where they came into my ear and said, the tragic news of Anthony
yeah,
Bourdain committed suicide. And I remember
yeah.
they said, say it. And I couldn't get the words out because I was
Mm,
in disbelief. I didn't even know him personally. You did. I had
mm,
absolutely no connection to him. But for whatever reason, he was one of those people that you felt like you knew, and you
yeah,
couldn't fathom that someone who seemed to have it all, right, for the
mm.
outsider looking in, why you couldn't fathom that he would have taken his life. Anyway, we digress. But yes, a great person, and you had the honor to know him and to work with him. But yes, I remember being in Armenia. So the last time I was in Armenia, Serj, it's been a long time, 2006.
Mm.
Okay, and I
Okay.
remember how frustrated I was when I would be driving around and I would see trash, just like litter.
Yeah,
And I had this, and this is I guess the American upbringing, because that technically I was raised here, right? I was 7 and a
sure.
half when I came. My initial instinct is to go pick up the trash and to throw it away. Number one, you also need trash cans available so that people have that option. And number two, it's just an upbringing thing. We're just used to the fact that you recycle if you can,
Right.
you should, and you don't throw the trash on the ground. So when I would see even people roll down their windows and just throw garbage out, it would really upset me. So
Right.
this is not just replacing the idea of reusable plastic bags, not using one-time use plastic bags. What I mean to say,
Yeah.
it's also a mentality, right? So it's a
Sure.
mentality that you have to change.
Respect for nature altogether is a mentality that we have to change, not just in Armenia, but anywhere. Understanding our impact,
Of
whether
course.
it's our carbon footprint or anything else, that is now going to be taught in schools. It is being taught in schools in California, at least, and elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that is very important because, 50s was the same. And, if you ever watched Mad Men, like
Yeah.
they did a picnic and then they would just like take the picnic blanket and everything would fall on the ground and they'd walk away. And that was,
Isn't that nuts? Yeah, I
it's
know.
totally nuts. It's like total disconnect with nature and our home where we live and all of that. So yeah, I think education in terms of environmental responsibility from childhood is really crucial.
Also, Armenia has gone through a lot. So I grew up there during the time of the Soviet Union. I have all kinds of memories of bread lines and going to get milk with my grandfather, standing
Mm,
in line, just not having. So for my uncle's wedding, we couldn't find a pair of shoes my size. And
mm.
there were these ariftragants in there. Do you know what that is? It's like someone.
Yeah, selling, buying and selling.
Right. So they would, someone would sell items from inside of their home. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it wasn't like, I don't think it was legal really, but you would just go and they had merchandise that they had, hookups, and you
Yeah.
would buy things from their homes. So I remember going to all these homes, like trying to find shoes my size. I'm like a 5-year-old kid, and I couldn't find shoes in the entire country. I swear. So
Sad.
I ended up wearing these bright red snow boots from my uncle's wedding, with this like lacy burgundy dress, and this picture of me, I remember it. I'm gonna write a book one day. I'm gonna call it My Red Boots. But
Well, little did you know that that would become fashion.
yeah. But that picture tells the story, right? The story of communism. Anyway, I'm talking about this because I'm thinking about just how much people have gone through, and still poverty is a big concern in Armenia. Just in 2018, the numbers were like 23.5 poverty rate. So it's a major concern. And what the My Step Foundation is doing, they're doing this graduation approach. It's called the graduation approach, where they take families, they teach them, the people who want to work, the skill set. They provide them with the tools. They give them the employment. And currently, they have like about 25 families that they are in this program. And then in about a year or two, the idea is those families will graduate, and then new families will be brought into the system. So it's thinking long term. It's thinking about how to make people have a hope for the future, and have a future to begin with.
Yeah, a lot of the programs are in that way, graduation in terms of responsibility, like I described with the scholarships as well, because I think everyone realizes that in terms of nonprofit, you have to have a balance of that, the ability to help someone, but also, in a way that will increase their personal responsibility, increase their ability for them to be responsible for themselves. So everything is designed. A lot of the programs are designed accordingly, which is great.
Well, the scholarship program also lets a lot of these students go abroad, and the idea is, go get the education, hone your skills, and then come back
to Armenia.
Invest in Armenia, which
that's right, for a number of years. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of that, and I know that that's something that's very important for the Armenian diaspora as well, because we want to give back to the homeland as well.
Absolutely.
So COVID and some of the work that they're doing there currently, providing just the essentials for the elderly or people with disabilities. Obviously, this is something that, for the most part, everyone around the world is trying to do, but My Step has played a big role in that, as well as just equipment, and also families who have 3 or more children are getting a lot of aid, or maybe children who don't have one parent or 2 parents. So they're really, I like the fact that they see an issue, they identify the problem, and then they try to find a solution. And that's
right.
The
idea. And it's always evolving. It doesn't have one particular narrow mission. It's whatever's happening where people in Armenia have a need, we're going to try to address. That's
people, I notice people are asking how we can help. I'm reading some of your comments, by the way. Hi, everyone. I see you're coming to us from all over the world. A lot of people from Brazil, Serj. You got a lot of family in Brazil.
Come to Brazil. Come to
Yes.
Brazil.
So you can, I will link this once I post it, but you can go to mystepfoundation.com or .org. .org, okay, .org, and you can, yeah, that would make sense. .org, and you can, make a donation or learn more about the program and get involved. However, I would like to queue up something, unless you'd like to do it live, Serj. So
What's
Serj
that?
did the proceeds of this song that Serj did, Hayastana, along with the Prime Minister, Nicole Pashinyan, who wrote the lyrics, and you performed it. So I pulled it up so people just can, hear it for a second. Here we go. Again, sorry for the glare. Tell me how the idea for that came about.
So originally, right after the revolution, so the revolution happened, and the new government got in, and new parliament got in, and a couple of months after the revolution, I brought my family back to Armenia with me, because when I had gone there in early May of 2018, I went alone with a few friends, and then I wanted to take my family back. So, I was hanging out with the Prime Minister, talking to him about different things, and I played him an Armenian song that I had written, which was very sad, and it was based on my experiences in 2017 when there was a rigged parliamentary election, and I had gone with a number of artist friends, Atome Goyan, Arsine Khanjian, Eric Nazarian, as part of an organization we created called Justice Within Armenia. And we were monitors. We were trained to be monitors and go from different voting booths and vote and seeing what was going on. And it was a depressing trip because I went back home going, nothing's changing, nothing's going to change, you know. It's going to take another 20 years, like everyone thought, just in that deep state of just, you know, not feeling well about things. And I wrote that song, and he listened to it and he said, you know what? We have so many melancholic songs in our history. Like a lot of them are melancholic. Let's write one that's like, you know, positive and victorious. I'm like, I'm with you. You write the lyrics, I'll do the music. And we didn't really talk about it after that. I thought that was that, you know. And then when I saw that he had, and then one day he had kind of written this piece, the lyrics that are now to the song Hayastana, and I saw it actually on Facebook that it was like some kind of thing with the lyrics on it, talking about Armenia. He had posted it or something like that. And then he sent it to me, and I'm like, oh, this is great. So I sat down, grabbed my acoustic guitar, worked on it, sent it to him for notes, and we would just go back and forth with notes until it was done. And yeah. So we basically, you know, we co-wrote the song, and it was really fun. It was really cool. And so when the COVID thing just started happening, I'm like, I was in New Zealand, obviously he's in Armenia. And I hit him up. I said, I think the song's done. Should we make a video and just like release it and maybe, you know, donate the funds to my step? And he said, what a phenomenal idea. Thank you. And that's what we did.
So wait, the video, this was shot specifically for the song, or these are just different videos taken and just a montage was created?
A really good friend of mine, Armen Sujian, he actually directed and edited the video. But because we were all in quarantine, it was basically footage that, you know, I'm very thankful because I reached out to a number of people and organizations, including the Armenian Tourism Bureau. You know, what was the organization? Hex Brand LA, because they had shot some stuff for a bag that we had done. And who else?
Oh, yeah. By the way, I love the bag you sent me.
Oh, good.
I took it to New York with me. It was so big, so roomy, yet lightweight, very stylish.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Good.
I could pull it out if I could find it. I love it. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So Armin basically put all that together, edited it, went back and forth until we were happy. And I just literally sat down, played the guitar, and my wife Anne shot a small performance video to kind of blend in there. So we just kind of put it together on the fly to have a video out there.
Yeah, so people are asking here, so I'll let you listen to it one more time, a second here, and then so that's the part your wife shot. Yeah, of you playing.
Yeah, whatever performance. Yeah, she just shot it on a small.
Right there.
There you go. Yeah.
For those who don't know, Hayastan is Armenia, how we say Armenia. So that's the name of the song, Hayastana, meaning Armenia is, and then he talks about what Armenia is and means, and just the whole spirit of our country. Just saying that emotional all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Is that funny?
It's hard not to be.
I'm becoming
it does that.
Lady.
No. That's a good thing. Being in touch with your emotions is a beautiful thing. We never actually translated. The funny thing is we put out the YouTube video and we wrote all the lyrics down and credits and everything, and I don't think we ever even translated it. And then someone translated it for us and started posting it, which is really cool.
Oh, that's cool. I see some people are asking when you're going to come out with an album. They want you.
I'm putting together a couple of EPs. I'm gonna release a rock EP, 5 songs, within this year, and then another EP that's gonna be rock electro and a bunch of cinematic stuff I'm gonna release and some soundtracks as well.
Okay, excellent. For those of you who just got to know what the My Step Foundation is, thank you for listening, and hopefully you'll go on mystepfoundation.org and check it out. And I know that Serj and I on our social media, we're always posting things, trying to bring this great organization attention, and hopefully you'll follow our work. And it's nice to be able to connect with you for the common good, something that we're both involved with and trying to help the motherland out.
Likewise, I'm gonna bring you on every interview because you always have the facts. You're a journalist, so I'm like, I just talk, and then you're like, yes, and 70% and 20%. I'm like, this is great. I need that. I need that.
What I did before I turned
Bravo.
on. I can't help
Basket
it.
kadar. Abris.
Snorkale. Hinkstata.
Dasa.
Yeah, Dasa. So you don't know when you'll be back, but we're glad that you are healthy and safe. How old's your
Thank you.
little
As
one now?
I'm,
6?
he'll be 6 this year, end of this year. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. He's growing up.
Yeah. Quickly. Yours too. Growing quickly. I see them on Instagram. I know.
They're all over my
Yeah.
Instagram. Here's the funny thing, Serj. I don't know about you, but before I had kids, I said, I'm never going to put them on social media. I'm not even going to say their name out loud. What happened? The complete opposite. They're all over my social media. They give me content, and they're too cute. I can't help but to share them with the world, right?
They are
I don't
cute.
know how you are about privacy and, with
I kind of keep them. Yeah, I kind of keep it out of. I kind of keep him out of it. Until it might be his choice, and once in a while I'll do a mysterious photo of him or something like that.
for you.
I'm tempted. I'm very tempted, I gotta say, but yeah, because some of the shit they do, right? People gotta see this.
Well,
But yeah,
doesn't he play the drums? I thought you showed me he plays the drums, right?
he has played the drums. He paints. He does all sorts of stuff. He's very energetic and yeah, energetic is a understatement. He's just all over the place.
You know what's interesting about you? Your whole music, the fact that you discovered you're talented and this is the avenue you're going to pursue, happened later in life for you. It wasn't like
Correct.
at 5 years old. This was,
No.
How old were you? You were almost 20, right?
Yeah. I started playing a small keyboard while I was at university as a way of just relieving my mind. And it really, when I was younger, my parents offered music classes, piano classes, got me a little acoustic guitar, never played it, gave it to a cousin. I had zero interest until it hit me, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks. And at first I was like, oh, this is fun, this is a nice meditation, kind of thing. And then I got really serious into it, and then I had an epiphany where I had to kind of go, wait, I think this is my calling, this is my vision. I got to take this seriously. And from that day forward, I've been dove in head in.
I'm listening. Sorry, someone just interrupted me.
It's okay.
The little one.
Yeah, of course.
Ari asahay. Uzme? Ari arak. Ari niyan arak asahay. Wait, it's on there. Oi.
Why? Hi. Entonces, ¿la ves?
Oh, now she's shy.
Oh, yeah, always.
Hi.
Hi.
Gana. Turapagi. Hamikakam. Gana.
I just want to get toys.
Okay, get a toy.
Oh.
Sorry, Serj.
Don't be sorry. That was a welcome intrusion.
You wanted this toy. Eva. There you go. Turapagi, please. This is good. I'm back in the studio. It's working from home for the past 3 months was challenging.
Of course. Yeah, no, I saw that you just started back in the studio. That's good. Feels good?
Yeah. I was on live television, like doing an interview, and I could hear like screaming and yelling, things breaking in the kitchen next door. It was so distracting.
I know.
Sorry, please finish your thought.
I don't remember my thought, but I'm happy. I'm laughing.
You were
It's
talking
good.
about you got into music.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I had an epiphany, and from that day forward, I finished my statement. That day
Okay.
forward, I basically dug in, and it became my reason for existence.
You know, a lot of people think music came before your activism, but that came before music.
Right. Yeah, I was an activist before becoming a musician. We actually made a film called Truth to Power that we're now shopping. And so yeah, it basically talks about that story itself, how activism and music live concurrently, sometimes challenging each other and you know, and all of that and you know, started and the story of System of a Down as a part of that, obviously. But it's an activist journey who's an artist. So that's interesting. And you mentioned I Am Not Alone at the beginning of our talk. I'm happy to say that I Am Not Alone will be out very likely this year. We were going to do a theatrical release, but COVID obviously, you know, stopped that. And so we are making that happen. It will be out worldwide. And
Excellent.
I can't say anything else, but I'm very excited that we are releasing it. Yeah,
Okay, well, when you can release more information, let me know so I can share that. It really,
happy
truly,
to.
I'm not just saying this. That is one of my top favorite documentaries. It was so well done. Garin just absolutely became a fan. I wasn't familiar with his work, to be honest, until this, and a
Yeah.
big fan of his. And what a great team, the team that it took to put this together. It's just so admirable. It was fantastic. So I'm glad to hear that, and more people can get a chance to see it.
Especially now. I mean, you know, for all those who don't know, I'm Not Alone is a documentary about the 2018 Velvet Revolution in Armenia that toppled an oligarchic regime, post-Soviet regime, and replaced it with the current government, a young progressive kind of government working hard for the people and changing things, and without a single person dying. It was a peaceful revolution, and it utilized, by accident, something we like to call decentralized civil disobedience, which has somewhat been used, but not really to really have a revolution. And I think having everyone see that at times where there are these protests around the world, all this discontent, to let people know that there truly is a way of peacefully bringing a regime, whatever regime that is, to its knees, um, and and making real changes without anyone dying. There is a way of doing that. It may not work the same way everywhere, but I think the film shows this little kind of magic key of what happened in Armenia, and I think people will really benefit from seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely. What happened in Armenia is truly it was I don't know if I can say the word miracle, but the fact that it happened the way it did is just remarkable. It's unheard of, really.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was phenomenal, and it's a documentary, so you're seeing exactly what happened. It's
right.
amazing. So I know you've got so many fans. People are just you're getting all the love here. I love it. Very well deserved. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad we were able to make the time and connect despite the 19-hour time difference. So thank you for making
My
it work.
pleasure. Thank you. Thank
Really
you for
nice
making it
to
work.
talk about all kinds of things. But again, we want to
Yeah.
bring back the focus and just let everyone know that Serj is involved. He's on the board with the MyStep Foundation in Armenia. The Prime Minister's wife, Anna Hagopian, is the chair for that, and this is her foundation. And the idea is even when one day she's no longer the Prime Minister's wife, and that has moved on to another leader, that My Step Foundation will remain in place and they will continue to do all the work they do. So this is not a political organization, and that's
No,
what's
no, no. It's a nonprofit organization, and we have an amazing board, both in Armenia as well as in the U.S. now, and you know, just building the organization, and it's you know, it's about having impact. To me, it's all about having impact. It's not you know, and we are having an impact. So I'm very proud of all the people working
yeah,
with us.
it's for the people, and it's again, everything's long term. How to in the long run make everyone have a better life and to be a part of something like that. So again, I'm excited that I'm officially saying I'm part of the board here in the United States now. So I get to be involved with this as well. Serj, John, we'll be in touch, of course, through social media.
Thank you, John.
But I
Yeah,
hope that
absolutely.
when you're back in the States, we can actually get together. And
For
at that
sure.
point, we won't just be 6 feet apart.
Hopefully not. Yeah, yeah. We'll have some coffee. We'll have
Okay.
some coffee and get excited.
I'm fine, man. Coffee and wine.
Okay, John.
We
Sounds
gotta
good.
have-
Sounds good.
wine,
I'm in.
Okay, take care.
Okay, John. Thank you so much for this. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye. Take
All
care,
right.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so
You
much
too.
for being involved. I'm going to post this, okay? I'm going to try. I'm going to save it and post it.
Please, I'll repost it. Let me know. Yeah.
I will. Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.